You get the message. Hey, can you do a quick free sample so we can see if you're a fit? And your stomach does that little drop because you want the client, but you also know what's about to happen next. You'll say yes. You'll spend 2 hours just to impress them. You'll overthink every line. You'll deliver it early. You'll try to look easy to work with, and then silence. Or worse, thanks. We decided to go in another direction. And now you're sitting there thinking, I just worked for free again. If that's been you, you're not weak, you're not naive, you're not bad at business, you're just operating without a system. So today you're going to fix that. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how to turn free sample into paid discovery without sounding defensive, without losing good clients, and without triggering that quiet fear that whispers, if you push back, they'll leave. And if you're building a calm, professional business that respects your time and your skill, hit subscribe. That's exactly what this channel is for. Let's get into it. You and I are a specific type of person. You're an operator. You're the calm professional who actually delivers. You care about your work. You take pride in it. You don't want drama. You want clarity. And that's why free sample requests hit you harder than they should. Because you're not just protecting your time, you're protecting your identity as someone dependable, someone who takes the work seriously, someone who doesn't say no. But here's the problem. There's a group of people out there who feed on exactly that instinct. Not evil villains, just a certain type of client. They love quick favors, they love tiny asks, they love one small sample. And they'll happily collect free labor from 10 talented people like you. Because they're not paying for certainty, they're extracting it. So it's you and me, operators, against the scope vampires and the free sample hunters. And the way you win isn't by arguing. You win by installing a system that makes free work unnecessary in the first place. Let me show you the part nobody wants to admit. There was a season where I said yes to every free sample request, and it wasn't because I was generous. It was because I was scared. Not scared of the work, scared of being judged. I thought if I didn't prove myself immediately, I'd be exposed as not good enough. So I over-delivered for strangers who hadn't earned my trust. And it didn't just cost me time, it made me resentful, it made me slower, it made me show up to my paid work already depleted, already half empty. And here's the most embarrassing part. The clients who asked for free samples were rarely the clients who paid well. The best clients, the serious ones, never asked. They asked smart questions, they respected the process, they expected to pay for expertise. So if you've been doing free samples, you're not broken. You're just trying to buy safety with effort. But safety doesn't come from effort, it comes from structure. Here's the reframe that changes everything. A free sample request is not a test of your skill. It's a test of your boundaries. And when you pass that test by working for free, you teach them something quietly. You teach them that you can be negotiated down, that you'll prove yourself on demand, that you're easy to push. Even if they hire you after that, the tone is already set. Your time is flexible, your scope is fuzzy, your expertise is negotiable. Paid discovery does the opposite. It signals that you have a process, that you protect outcomes, that you don't guess, that you don't gamble, that you don't work without alignment. Because here's what most people miss. Clients don't pay for tasks. They pay for reduced risk. Paid discovery is you selling risk reduction. That's the whole game. So here's the system. 3 steps. Each one builds on the one before it. Step 1. Validate the intent. When someone asks for a free sample, what they're really saying underneath the words is, I'm afraid of making the wrong hire. So you respond to the fear, not the request. You acknowledge that they want to make sure this is a fit before investing. You make them feel seen, because the moment they feel understood, the resistance drops. And you position yourself as calm, not combative. Operators don't argue. operator's guide. This single shift, validating before redirecting, is what separates a professional from someone who feels cornered. Step 2. Reposition the sample as discovery. Now you move to the truth. A sample isn't actually a sample, it's unpaid strategy. It's you doing the most expensive part of the work for free, with none of the context that would make it useful. So you reframe it. You explain that a free sample is usually just guessing. There's no real understanding of their goals, their constraints, their audience, their offer, and guessing creates misleading results. The sample they get isn't a real test of your work. It's a fictional version of your work made under fictional conditions. That framing changes everything. Because now it's not, I don't do free work. It's free samples create bad decisions, and clients love anything that protects them from bad decisions. Then you offer the upgrade, a short paid discovery. They get a real deliverable they can actually use. They learn exactly what working with you looks like before they commit. And they walk away with clarity, not a coin flip. You didn't refuse. You upgraded them. Step 3, offer 2 paths. This is where most people crumble. They explain too much, they apologize, they negotiate, they start backpedaling at the first sign of hesitation. You don't. You give 2 clean options. Path 1 is paid discovery. Path 2 is something free that already exists. Examples from past work, case studies, a relevant resource. Anything that demonstrates quality without you doing custom work for free. That's the move. You force them to choose a lane. And in doing so, you stay the adult in the room. You're not begging, you're not pleading. You're presenting 2 professional options, and whichever they choose, you win. Now you might be thinking, okay, but what do I actually sell as discovery? What is it? Keep it simple. The goal of discovery isn't a mini project. The goal is clarity. You can sell an audit where you review their current situation, identify the bottlenecks, and deliver prioritized fixes. You can sell a plan where you map the strategy, define the scope and timeline, and propose the best path forward. Or you can sell a small bounded prototype, 1 page, 1 workflow, 1 deliverable, just enough to prove fit without giving away the entire engagement for free. You're not selling output, you're selling decision-making. That's why it's paid, because real decisions made on real information are worth real money. And here's the line that makes discovery feel irresistible. You credit the discovery fee toward the full project if they move forward. Now, discovery isn't a cost. It's a deposit towards certainty. Now, I want to pause for a second, because what you're learning right now is the heart of how serious ones stop bleeding hours on speculative work. But knowing the principle and actually installing it are 2 very different things. The quote to commit pack I put together is the fastest way to install it. It's the difference between thinking, I should really stop doing free samples, and actually having a clean system the next time it comes up. If you're tired of guessing your way through these moments, of saying yes when you meant no, of finishing 2 hours of unpaid work and feeling smaller because of it, grab it. It's free. Link is in the description. I'll keep going. Now let's handle the pushback, because you're going to hear it, and being ready is half the win. The first thing you'll hear is, everyone else does free samples. What they're really asking is, can I pressure you? Your answer is calm. You acknowledge that some people do work that way, and then you explain that your process is built to give them a reliable yes or no decision faster. You're not everyone else. You're safer. The second thing you'll hear is, we don't have budget for discovery. What they're really saying is, prove yourself first. Your answer keeps the boundary while still offering a path. If discovery isn't possible, you can send examples and let them evaluate from there. Custom work without alignment usually wastes time on both sides. You're not refusing to help, you're refusing to gamble. The third thing you'll hear is, it's just a tiny thing. Translated, that means, can I get a discount in effort? And your answer is gentle but firm. Even small tasks require context and thinking. That's exactly what discovery covers, so they don't pay for the wrong thing. You're not being difficult in any of these moments. You're being accurate, and accurate is far more attractive than agreeable. Here's what nobody tells you about paid discovery. It doesn't just protect your time, it protects your energy. Because free samples create a weird emotional loop. You work hard, you hope they like it, you wait for approval, you feel powerless. Every single hour you spent on the sample becomes emotional weight you carry until you hear back. And when the answer is no, or worse, no answer at all, that weight doesn't just disappear. It compounds. It teaches your nervous system to flinch. Paid discovery flips the entire dynamic. Now you're the guide, you're the professional, you're the operator. You stop auditioning, you start qualifying, and your entire business gets calmer. Less resentment, fewer flaky clients, higher trust, cleaner scope, better outcomes, better sleep. Honestly, because you're no longer absorbing every potential client's hesitation as your personal job to fix. That's the real win. Let me say something directly, because this is what the whole video is really about. You don't need to do free samples to prove you're good. You need a process that makes quality obvious without you bleeding for it. You're not trying to win every client. You're trying to win the right ones, and the right ones will respect paid discovery because it protects them too. The wrong ones will move on to the next person who's willing to work for free. And honestly, let them. This is exactly where the quote to commit pack earns its place in your business. Imagine what it feels like to read, "Can you do a free sample and not flinch?" To respond calmly with structure in a way that actually moves the conversation forward instead of draining your week. Imagine the kind of clients you'll attract when your front door says, "I run a real process," instead of "Please give me a chance." That's what the pack gives you, not a list of things to remember. A framework that makes the right move feel obvious in the moment when your nervous system is screaming at you to fold. It's completely free. Link is in the description. Go grab it now. The next free sample message you get is going to feel very, very different. So next time you see those words, free sample, you don't panic, you don't fold, you don't over-explain, you run the system and you stay the operator. If this changed the way you think about proving your value, subscribe. Every video on this channel gives you one more system to replace one more headache. I'll see you in the next one.